She raced a wheel of cheese down a hill and won, not once, but twice. This is my interview with Abby Lampe. So you ran your first race in 2022. You took
Yeah.
2023 off from
hmm
competition. Give everybody else a chance.
Yeah, I had a Taylor Swift concert to attend, so priorities.
Okay, so the day of, what is it like?
To get to the hill, the races start at 12 p.m. You want to get there at 10 a.m. to get your solidify your spot and the on the top of the hill to kind of make sure that you're gonna be one of the ones to race. My feelings going into the race, I was super nervous. So I met at the pub with some of the other people, local people at Brockworth and Gloucester. They eat at the pub and then walk up to the hill. I couldn't eat a ton. I was so nervous. Yeah, I was like a ball of nerves just because I had won it 2 years ago. So the expectations by my friends and family that knew about it, you kind of have to walk up to the hill. So it's like a 20-minute walk. It's a big hill and it's a big hike. You kind of get winded a little bit. So I'm walking with my friend and I'm I need to feel some sort of relief. So I had a little hype playlist going up to the hill to kind of boost and ease any anxiety. Around 11:30 it gets really buzzy because the men are about to start doing the cheese roll and they're fighting for that position to get into the race because there's only 75 total spots for men to go downhill. It's 25 per race and there's 3 races. So there's hundreds of guys who want to do this. And so they're trying to get their position.
25 per race, and so there's one women's race. Are all
Yeah.
25 spots filled?
I think 20 of them were filled this time. It's
Okay.
not Women don't reach the full capacity a lot.
But also that means you could get there and not get to be in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's wild.
Except as a former winner, they typically let former winners participate.
You just said,
Go private.
but you just said they would let me rest. So
Yeah.
is the hill as rough as it looks?
It is rough terrain. They do clear it. They do debris kind of making sure that there aren't any rocks or big twigs
Okay.
or sticks on the hill. So that happens a week maybe prior to the race.
Okay, okay. I guess that makes sense that they have removed all the big things that could actually hurt people.
Oh
Really
yeah, it's
uneven.
pretty rough.
Yeah.
There's one drop off bit where I was tumbling and then I caught some air and just that I could feel that.
You're in the race. What all is happening then?
It's a little chaotic. So the people will let you in and then you'll start funneling in. And then the spectators are just up to the line, trying to see. For my race, it was at 1 p.m.
Okay.
So after the second men's downhill race that happened at 12:30, I started warming up. So I did stretches, dynamic stretches, and static stretches, and just making sure that everything's warm and kind of getting into the mentality of I'm about to race. I feel as a competitor growing up in sports, mindset is a lot. So having a positive mindset and making sure that I'm mentally okay is a large part of the race. And when you're on the hill, so one, it's a really steep hill. So even at the start, you're either sitting down or grabbing onto the grass. So that's how steep it is.
Did
And
you feel
then
like you could just be falling,
if
rolling?
you slip, you're slipping. So
Oh,
you want to make sure you don't slip before the race. There was actually a false start this year for the women's race because George, who was was at the top of the hill doing the cheese roll, he was making a joke. And this was already explained to us of you need to go at 4,
mm.
one to be ready, 2 to be steady, 3 for the cheese, and you go at 4. And then he just was go, go, go. And then some of the girls just started going and we're not time yet. So it was really bad. And he was
No.
yeah, it was so bad. I was that's not something you joke about. But you go at 4.
Oh, you go at 4.
Yeah, yeah.
So what did you do to prepare? Did you do anything to prepare for this race?
Initially, the day before, I went to go to the hill to see the conditions of the hill because it differs every year and depending on the rainfall. It was a really soft hill this year, so I wanted to gauge like the hill basically, and how it would perform like the next day. So that was like the main thing for me. I knew the hill